I'd like to start with the vision that I'm seeing, more in an elaborative aspect. So maybe you can see where my mind's eye visualizes the pieces being put together before us. Here it is at this time where time doesn't exist. It is only an illusion, but for the sake of third dimensional thoughts and understanding or overstanding, that's your choice of where you want to be in that. We'll give this moment in time that doesn't really truly exist, but we'll document it for the sake of documentation. The time is 12:34, which if we understand the numbers and the numerology of life and the numbers around us, 1, 2, 3, 4 is a synchronicity of numbers. When we're talking about spirituality, divinity, and the universe and all its creations. The year is to be 2024, where I am currently. It would be considered the month of July. And the day would be the 24th. And the numbers are 7, 24, 20, 24. Now the thing is that if we looked at just the month and the day and add those numbers up, 7 plus 2 plus 4 would be 13. 1 plus 3 is 4. These numbers are significant to our very existence in this universe, even down to the fact that you are a universe, walking in a universe. You have the ability to be in a metaverse or multiverse, being in different locations at one time, remotely. Which would almost give you the ability to be all-seeing and the ability to be in all places at once. Now we can say this is available to us through the technology that was given to us. Now this was all manifestation of thought, is it not? And I'm just here to give you the perspective, the perception of what I see from my point of view. You don't have to agree. But if you do agree, if you do resonate then you know where you connected with. We realize that this life is something to explore. This world is something to explore. The synchronicities in this life are to be explored. We have a journey that we're going through individually, meeting up at one point together, one way or another, if it is meant to be, and if it is written in the stars above, then one will align with another, meaning the two universes will meet at one time. They will cross, as does the moon and the sun at one time or another. They do meet time and time again. So if we realize that that is just the vibration of existence, then do we not realize that we possess that same energy of universes meeting together time and time again? And I'll break that down for those who do want to break down of that. Look at our DNA, for example. Family member. We'll just go back a couple of years or lines. Great, 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 great grandmother of yours or grandfather of yours, your spitting image of them, personality and all, down to the T. And another family member recognizes that. And they say, you know, you look like and you act just like. And why is that? That is because we are traveling through the DNA. This is how we come back. We come back in the younger generation, our ancestors come back in our children. And you will begin to realize this as you go through life and the different pinnacles that you stepped through and reached. You will notice these things and they will become something in life to appreciate your experience here. That's where I am. I'm appreciating the experience that I'm having this time around. And I'm appreciating it from a standpoint of watching it all develop from the different stages. And what I appreciate the most is watching one step away from their karmic ways after you've seen them in so many other lifetimes being karmic. Again, we meet time and time again in different lifetimes. Sometimes you get it right, sometimes you don't. When you get back the next time, some of us this time don't get a next time. Some have messed up so bad that they won't be able to get that next time. They've done the worst in this lifetime, and they won't get that next chance. This was a big, big time coming that I don't think a lot of people took very seriously, and for that, people will be stuck in time, in an illusion of time, and their lack of wanting to change, wanting to be in their higher self, it's going to keep them right there in their lower self. You did not want to change. You did not want to do the work. You did not want to upgrade. You did not want to level up. You did not want to turn from your ways, and you knew they were karmic. You knew that you were wronging people, and you continued anyway. You sold your soul for material things that could be gone tomorrow. Most of the things that you sold your soul for are gone already, and now you live with the regret and the mental turmoil that it caused. And that is the hell they speak of. This is, although this is a very beautiful place, when you descended down here, because we all are from source, which means if you believe that there are spirits, if you believe that there are demons, then you must believe that there are angels. And if you know that there are angels and you know that there is life beyond this firmament, then you truly know that when you descend and come to this realm, because we're not all the same species. That's the kicker, you know. There are different species on this planet that we live on in this dimension. Now, maybe I'll drift into the dimensions for a bit. And the third dimension here is what we see in the physical. But there's a lot of reference, and I don't think we take our time to really look at the Bible for what it actually is, which is the basic instructions before leaving Earth. And we know that we leave and we come back time and time again because we have a spark of energy that's within us. You know, we were created from energy. What is this energy? Well, of course, the scientists have seen the burst of zinc that happens when the sperm meets the egg at that moment, and the sperm goes into the egg. A burst of zinc happens at that moment, which means life is now formed. And that is the Big Bang theory that they try to confuse us with. But it's metaphorical because, again, I told you we are universes. Now, look at this from the third dimensional perspective of the fact that we are the elements of the earth that we walk on. The periodic table lists all the elements that exist on this earth. Correct? Correct. So that if we understand that zinc is the energy form that powers us, and how is it that when we're sick we take zinc and it makes us better? It's just a beautiful, elaborate thing that we can look at in our existence of life, is to understand oneself and who you are. And you are a universe. And within you, you are in control of everything that is within inside of you. Your DNA, your blood, your oxygen, your thoughts, your energy. You are in control of all of that. We walk around life trying to control everything on this third dimension that we cannot control. What we do have control over is the fourth and the fifth dimension. The thing about that is where manifestation starts. That is where our subconscious lies. Our third eye connects us to those dimensions. So when we realize that we are connected to those dimensions through a gland in our in the center of our brain, which is actually a crystal, believe it or not, we should know this. There's plenty of research done on it. So we are in the age of information, okay? And nothing is withheld from us, even to the fact that if you really truly want to know the truth or anything, speak it out of your mouth. And I'm just going to give you this. Now, the thing is that karma and dharma weigh into this because now, if you're a person that's always been operating in your lower self and you try this, you might get a negative effect on it. And that's to be expected because of the energy that you have put out into the universe will return to you in the exact frequency that you put it out there in. I'll put it that way. We are needing to understand us. Now, again, you manifest in the five, right? So if I'm thinking in the five, I'm manifesting it in the five, it will play out in the third. So saying me, okay, high vibrational person, I am very in tune with my higher self. And when we say, I want to know how to fly, okay? Now I could be more specific because there's all sorts of ways to fly, okay? So I would say, I want to know how to levitate, right? I want to strengthen my gifts. We'll just put it there because at this point, if you reached me here, this is where your mind is resonating. I want to learn how to levitate, right? So what's going to happen is the universe is going to align to you what you need, even who you need, in order to help you fine tune those gifts so that you may now levitate. I'm going to do this other thing. So, say you want a vehicle, right? You want this car, and you notice it's on your mind. Man, I really like that car. And I mean, you're not even thinking about it like that, but you're just in your mind, in your subconscious, like, man, I really, really, really like that car. I really like that car, man. And the fact that it's really real for you, right? So now that registered on into the subconscious of your mind. And now manifestation is happening, right? Now, if you say, man, I really, really want that car, things are going to begin to align. You're going to start seeing the car in every color. Or if you have a favorite color that you like when you see that car in that, you're going to start seeing that car in that specific color every time, every time, every time. Every time you go out to the parking lot, you see one parked right there. Somebody just got one. You driving down the road, you pull up at the stoplight right there. You pull up to the parking lot, one pulls up right beside you. You're like, and now you take it a step further. Now you want that car. You really want that car. Now things will start aligning. Things will start even moving out the way. Maybe even put you in a position where your car needs to be traded in. And guess what? You go trade it in, and that's the car that you get. See, this thing within us, we have not mastered it. We don't even realize what we're doing, to the fact that in this dimension, we have a government, right? Or we believe to have a government. So it's a corporation. But the thing is that they knew what I'm talking about right now. They know. Hence, they have the CIA and their different organizations and agencies, right? That were practicing psychological operations on us, the chosen ones, trying to weed us out, basically. They'll weed us out by knowing that we're onto it. We understand what you're doing. We see you. And we were intricately put here for a specific time that was going to be in divine timing of alignment of the stars, where there was going to be a major spiritual war. Now, we've always been in a spiritual war, but this was the big one. The spiritual battle's going on all the time. But this is the big one, the big one, the big one of the universe, of the eons, and it's amazing to be able to see it. And, you know, even to the point where you see where everyone's like, well, what's supposed to happen? And it's the psychological operations that's been played on the mind. And they don't see, because they were using our devices, our technology against us, and us, some of us chosen ones and earth angels and things. We're down here, building, building. Like I said, been here plenty of times. I've seen the stages. Once you start beginning to realize you were here before, and you start seeing the flashes, and things start connecting, the dots start connecting, the downloads start coming into your pineal gland, and you start feeling these feelings, just know it's not, you're not crazy. It's time for you to reach that moment. The stars have aligned now. Each one of us wake up on our own timelines. Each one of us have a specific mission as to what to carry out when we wake up. I'm going to be honest, the downloads came floating in like crazy for me. I couldn't even keep up with it. And for me, I get all different types of downloads. It's not even just for, you know, energies. It's like, how do I put this? It's like Nikola Tesla type downloads. Okay. It's like the connection of everything. It's like when you know that this particular thing needs something, it's like it's a spark of light hits. Boom. Okay. You remember back in 1686 when they put together whatever? Okay, that was built for this moment here to be used now. So put it like that. It's the connecting of the dots. And in one of the purposes, that's why I'm here, is to connect certain dots to make it all make sense, to iron out the details. Now, the gift of being able to see in the future and be able to take the past and connect it all to paint out the picture or to show the vision through the timeline, um, and to be able to decipher what we're actually seeing, and the little breadcrumbs that's been left along the way. You're able to decipher the breadcrumbs. You're able to tell somebody, and that is a real gift that not many will get, because each and every one of us have uh, different types of gifts that are unique to each other, like the yin to the yang, so to speak. Uh, it's a connection, almost like the starburst. Like you both came from the same star explosion, so you are one. And it's just so much to connect at this point. But in this life, your mind begins to ponder on these things as the noise starts to quiet and the dust starts to settle from all the rumble and destruction that goes on around us. We are now at a point where we can see, as the dust is clearing, what we really have on the table. And from my perspective and the journey that I walked down, we have everything we need inside of us and outside of us. And we definitely need to learn how to go inside first before we seek anything on the outside. Now, the thing is that when I talk about the Bible is a very good tool for instruction of what we need in order to be in alignment. Now the thing is that we must always be operating in our highest self, and your most highest vibration is love. So if you're not operating in love, in its truth, in its honesty, you're not operating on a high vibration. I'm sorry, that's just the way it is. At this point, I'm not sugarcoating nothing for nobody. We all grown. At the point once you reach past a certain age of adolescence, you're grown enough to make your own decisions. You're old enough to learn from your mistakes. You're old enough to know right from wrong and to make a right and wrong decision. And and to stick your chin out and take, whether it's a attaboy, pat, or a smack in the face, whichever it was that you did to cause whatever you gonna get, you have to have the accountability to stand there and say, that's right, I did it, and I take what's coming from it, whether it be good or bad. You see, the problem is with everybody out here today is they don't want that bad for the bad they did. They don't want to get chastised for misbehaving. You got to understand, we are like children. We are children. No matter how old you are, because once any bit of trauma in life has taken a toll on you in your adolescence, that's where you stop growing up mentally. That's where your mind is stuck, and you will continue to display a behavior of that adolescence because that's where your trauma started. And you go through a cycle in life of repeating that trauma or inflicting that said trauma on others around you. So, again, we need to learn self. We need to learn about ourselves, the deepest, darkest, hardest parts of ourselves. We need to embrace that the most. The reason why is because that's the part of us that we don't want to deal with. That's the part of us we don't want nobody to see. That's the part of us we want to tuck away in the corner somewhere. I don't want nobody to see that. I don't want nobody to know uh that I cuss people out on a regular when I'm outside. When I'm outside, I'm at work and all this stuff like that. But when I come around my family, I want them to feel like I'm the nicest, gentlest person in the world. And it's the Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde personality that you walking around with, and you okay with that. You okay with being in that energy that you can't. And then eventually, you know what happens? Because you can't live, you can't serve like that forever. Okay? You can't do that forever. Because the thing's gonna happen, you're gonna snap off on the earth angel. And you ain't even know, because you know what happened. Well, what had happened was you was having a bad day, and then, you know, you was in your lower vibration at that time. You didn't take a second and say, well, let me see if I can realign myself. Let me see if I can rebalance myself at this time. Let me work on that. Let me take this opportunity instead of letting that get the best of me. Let me realign and take a second. And now, when I realign and take a second, now I can have the ability to make the choice to operate in my higher self. Now, now I'm not being so uh, aggressive to others. I'm not pushing off that energy on others. See, we have to learn to stop and take a second. And this is going to go back to what we're dealing with today, where I see this vision of, you know, the technology that we have given to our younger generation. that it's giving them the instant gratification. So that plays a part in how they react with people, how they react with anger, how they react with love. You understand? And we have to be mindful of that part because we're growing and we're learning and we're understanding these things. And then we have to also practice as well because we don't get better unless we practice. So we have to practice these with our youth because if we don't, they're not going to have the tools to operate at the next level in the next in the next in the next line, the next generation of life on this planet. We really, really, really got to get on top of this right now because we bring in earth angels in here at an alarming rate. Like I said, something big was happening. Not sure if everybody knew or not, but I just want y'all to pay close attention to our little star seeds that have been coming back. They're so smart. That's how you know. Ever seen a baby open their eyes on the first day coming through the portal? That's one of them. They was here. Welcome back. That's what I tell them. I say, welcome back. Seen a little baby. I don't even think the child was 3 years old. The child was a math whiz. The child knew algebra. You can't tell me that that child wasn't already here. See, the thing is that the breadcrumbs that you leave yourself, you got to leave them breadcrumbs so when you come back, it don't take that long to pick up back up where you left off at. It's very interesting because if you look, I'm just gonna say, look at the inventors and when they when their inventions came about, at what age were they? You know, um, and it's like understanding time traveling and portals and things of that nature. You possibly don't realize that at some point or another in your existence, you can go back and talk to another version of yourself, as well as go forward and talk to another version of yourself and come here and process that and play that out. You can go to the future, get a message to help you move forward. And that's just your higher self connecting with you, believe it or not, you know. I just love how all this connects, and there'll be many, many more um, podcasts that I'll do like this just to elaborate on it all and to give you that open minded perspective of where we actually are in the timeline of the universe and where have we come from. Not only my hindsight will tell me where we're going, and as the gifts get stronger, I will see more clearly as to where things are going. And the dreams are more so for me the uh, the explanation, because now I'm able to uh, interpret my own dreams, which normally we're not able to interpret our dreams. But the more and more you study, the more and more you focus on the Most High and asking Him to guide you in a way that allows you to see, the Most High, creator of all things, is going to give you exactly the tools that you need in order to move forward or in order to, accomplish whatever it is that's in your task. So we have to stop looking towards the outside of us and realizing that when you want something to happen, that's the first part. The next part is, you know, the energy behind that, the intention. So, mind you, if you're in a positive state of mind, it shall be positive when it comes manifested into this 3D. But if you're in a negative state of mind, it's not going to come the way you want it, and you're probably going to go off, and it's not going to be pretty. For the most part, I can't tell you individually how it's going to affect, but you're going to be pissed. That's the way I can put it. Um, I just say, have have good intentions and always have love in mind when you're taking when you're when you're taking your mind into a state of vulnerability to manifest, because your state of mind is very important when manifesting, because you could be in a non-receptive mindset, which would ultimately negate what you're trying to bring in, right? Which is positivity. So just, we got to start somewhere. And what I'll leave you with on this is training the mind. Everything around us is 90% physical and 10%, I'm sorry, excuse me, 90% mental, 10% physical. So, really, in all actuality, the battlefield of spirituality and divinity lies within the mind. Negative and positive thoughts are in the mind before they manifest out of your mouth or through your hands or through your body. And the intention and intentional energy behind it starts the manifestation process once the thought has come through. It doesn't even have to leave your mouth. That's where we are in this vision of the 3D. So, my tip for today will be detox your mind, detox your blood, detox your DNA, okay? And for the detoxing of your DNA, we recommend Life, where they have all your pharmaceutical needs, herbal pharmaceutical needs. Make sure you know that. And they do delivery, I believe, in their local area. I believe they are actually going to be opening up a franchise. That's kudos to Life on that. So I will definitely keep you guys posted. But yeah, if you want to get your blood detox pills, they are herbal. They are 100% vegan. And I believe they come in a 5-pack, a 10-pack, and a 20-pack. Now, with those herbal detox pills, and the only reason why I'm definitely endorsing this, or definitely standing behind this, and promoting this product for Life, is because I have tried it and it is amazing. the detoxing that you feel, it is like you're going to feel like a brand new person, like life's never been better. I mean, when your blood gets detoxed, it's something totally different because that's what charges every organ in your body. So to have some fresh, clean blood is like amazing, right? So definitely check that out. Twee Life. The link will be in the description of this podcast, so you can check that out. They also do have tricolored sea moss. Definitely got to try that out. That is works wonders for your body. You guys definitely got to get your sea moss on. And they also got a lot of other herbal holistics. They got crystals, all sorts of things like that. So definitely check them out. And we will definitely leave any links for any companies that we promote. So definitely uh, reach us, get out in touch with us if you want to get a promotion of your product um, during one of our podcasts or anything of that nature. We'll give you a shout out. We'll talk about your product. Feel free to send us a sample of your product or whatever. We'll even do product testing live on podcasts as well because I really love doing that. I think that's really pretty cool to give you a live reaction of opening the box or opening the wrapper and trying out whatever was sent in. So do feel free to do that. Um, Email is in the bio as well. So if you want to send us something, just let us know. We'll give you information of where to send it. And you're going to have more podcasts like this where we just elaborate on the connection of all the dots in this beautiful experience we're having on this planet. So I will check in with you guys at another time. And make sure you keep yourself hydrated and highly vibrational. I will talk with you all on the next one. Peace be with you. Love, blessings, and make sure you keep on that high vibration. Love you guys.